So before we have today's Bible story, I just wanted to show you some fruit. This is a pomegranate, and I hadn't really looked at these before, so I bought one to see what it was like, and then I cut one open, and it looks like this. There's a lot of juice in it, red juice, and a lot of seeds. And the other fruit that I just wanted to show you are these. These are figs, and when you cut these open, they look like that. They're very juicy as well, and they've got lots of tiny little seeds inside. And I believe that they're all really rather delicious. Now, remember pomegranates and remember figs, because they're going to come up in today's story from the Bible. Now, over the next few weeks in Zoom Sunday School, we're going to go back in time, back through the Bible to the Old Testament again, the time before Jesus. And some of you might remember Moses. Here he is with his staff. Moses had an important job to do for God. Can you remember how over in Egypt, God's special people, the Israelites, were being cruelly treated as slaves? Pharaoh, the wicked king of Egypt, used slave drivers to work the Israelites hard, building his cities. All day long in the hot sun, the slave drivers watched over the Israelite slaves, making bricks and building walls. Come on, move it! Faster, faster, more bricks! There was no rest for the Israelites, and they cried out to God to rescue them from Pharaoh and the Egyptians. And can you remember God heard their prayers and he rescued the people? He sent Moses to lead the people with all their animals and all their possessions out of Egypt and back towards their own land, the land of Israel. God showed them the way. He led them with a pillar of cloud during the day. Follow the cloud, follow the cloud. And a pillar of fire when it went dark. Oh, where's the cloud gone? Follow the fire, follow the fire. Unfortunately, after he had let the Israelites go, Pharaoh changed his mind again. He and his men chased Moses and the Israelites across the desert to the Red Sea. You may remember that God caused an east wind to blow so hard that the Red Sea parted to allow the Israelites to pass through on dry land. But it swept back over the Egyptians and none of them survived. The Israelites never had to be afraid of the Egyptians ever again. So safely on the other side of the Red Sea, the Israelites had a party to celebrate their freedom. They lit a campfire, had food and drink, sang and danced. Then they carried on with their long journey back to Israel. On the way, they stopped at a special mountain where God met with them and gave them rules and commandments that they were to live by. So 3 months after leaving God's special mountain, they got near to the land, but they didn't go in. They set up camp on the other side of the River Jordan. Let's get the tents out. Don't forget the animals are with us too. Plenty of space for the tents, plenty of space for the animals. And I think we need to make a campfire, so let's just move the children out of the way so that they're safe. And we can build a fire as well for cooking and things. Then Moses spoke to everyone. Right now, listen everyone. This is the land God has promised us. God has asked me to send a small group of you into the land ahead of the rest of us. I'm sending 12 men into the land as spies to check it out, see what it's like, see how good it is, see what grows there and brings back some fruit if you can, and also see who else is living there. So, Moses chose 12 spies, one from each of the tribes of Israel. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, including Caleb and Joshua. And they went off into the land and explored it for 40 days. They went up hills and they watched people. Ooh, people. They're quite big, aren't they? Oh, yes. Very big, strong men living here. So they walked along the riverside. Oh, look at this lovely land with good, clean water. And look at all this lovely fruit. There were pomegranates and figs. And oh, look at these lovely grapes. Let's take some back with us. So after 40 days, they returned to Moses and the people of Israel, and they took with them some of the fruit that they carried on a pole between 2 men. So they got back to Moses. Well, what did you find out? Asked Moses. It's a very good land. Fresh water, plenty of fresh water. Plenty of fruit, plenty of fruit. Look, we even brought some back with us. But then 10 of the spies got scared. But there were giants living there. They said, yes, great big, enormous men. They're terrifying. We'd better not go and live there. Joshua and Caleb spoke up. No. It's a really good land. It's the land God gave us. We must go in. He will be with us and help us. No, shouted the others. No, great big scary men. Scared, run away. Then all the people got cross with Moses. Well, you've brought us here all the way from Egypt, and now we can't go into the land because it's full of big, scary people like giants. We should have stayed in Egypt and died as slaves. We should choose another leader and go back to Egypt. Well, poor old Moses. He fell down on the floor, face down on the ground. And then he said, even if there are giants in the land, God is on our side and he will be with us. Don't be afraid. God is with us. But the people just got even more angry with him. Then God appeared and spoke to Moses. Moses, how long will these people refuse to believe me? I have rescued them from slavery in Egypt. I led them through the desert. I even parted the Red Sea for them to cross when the Egyptians were chasing them. I got rid of the Egyptians for good. I gave them special food to eat on the journey. Now I've brought them to the land I'm giving to them, and they won't go in. Well, God was very angry with the people that day. Please, God, please forgive them, pleaded Moses. Moses, I will forgive them, as you have asked me to. But I tell you that not one of those people here who saw how I rescued them and then grumbled against me will go into that land. Only the children, when they have grown up, will go into the land. Everybody else will have died before the people go into the land, all except Caleb and Joshua. Even Moses will have died. Caleb and Joshua are the only grown-ups who will go in because they are the only ones who trusted me. So the Israelites wandered in the wilderness for 40 years until all of that generation had died except for Caleb and Joshua. Even Moses had died by then. So the important thing to learn from this Bible story is that God will punish those who do not trust him. Caleb and Joshua trusted God and they went into the promised land. Everyone else forgot what God had done for them, didn't trust him and wandered in the wilderness until they died. Be like Caleb and Joshua. Trust God. And now we're going to do our craft to help us to remember the story and to teach it to other people.